Today I am writing about a few experiences I have had whilst growing up. I honestly do believe that this had to do with my now late mum. You would have read in my previous story of how my mum used to be troubled by these unseen entities. All of that stopped as soon as she passed away. I do believe that it was directly related to her, as all these things have disappeared since her passing. Ever since I was a teenager, this is when my mum got sick, I remember seeing a shadow. It was a black shadow which was always hovering around the house. At first, I used to be scared, and eventually with time I had gotten used to it. One memory I have is when I used to study for my matric final exam, and I would be awake until the early hours of the morning. It used to peek at me from behind the wall. It would almost play hide and seek with me. I used to study with my room door open, so I could monitor my mum at night, just in case she needed anything. One night I got really irritated as the shadow was just hovering and staring at me. It was just a shadow, no eyes, but I could literally feel the gaze, if you know what I mean. I looked up with irritation and spoke out loud to this entity. I asked it if it would like to help me study for my math exam. If not, it must please go to bed, as I did not have time and the energy to entertain it. Just like that, it just disappeared. One day I was in the kitchen, and it was just hovering, so I asked it if it would like to cook. The next thing, it was gone. In 2011, I gave birth to my youngest son. I was living in my parents' granny cottage at the time. My baby was only a few weeks old. I was alone in the yard, and my parents were out shopping. I was in my lounge carrying my baby when I noticed the shadow just standing next to my car outside my door. It was just there, not moving. I looked up and asked it, "What are you staring at? Have you never seen a baby before? Please go if you feel you want to harm us, as I will not let you." It was still there. I got angry, and then I decided to ask it to go. But this time I decided to be nice, so I just told it that it was scaring me and my baby, and if it meant no harm, it must please go back to where it came from. I lit a few incense sticks around the house, and I also left it in the yard as well. I went to lay my baby in his cot, and when I got back it was gone. There was also a day when my mom was unwell. My brother and his wife lived with my parents in the main house. They would fight for no apparent reason. This entity would just hover near my dad's car, or literally hover by the kitchen window. It was as though it was there just watching them all suffer. I became used to seeing it, that I would just ignore its presence. The entity disappeared in January 2014. This is after my mom passed. I have mentioned before that I do believe that it was there for me. I think that my brother and his wife were affected because they lived in the same home. I was fine, as there was nothing negative in my home. It was just that this entity made itself visible to me. I am not sure why. I have always been sensitive to spirits and paranormal. I now live in the same home, and there is absolutely nothing to fear.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.